All right. If we sound good, you want to count us in?
Yeah. 3, 2, 1, let's go.
Fucking A. Welcome to another episode of Necro Electric.
I need this. I'm so tired.
We, fuck yeah, we are super tired today. But we're going to fucking amp it up. I'm your host, Sean D. Skellington. This is my beautiful wife, Kylie. And this is, what did you want to be called? Sultry?
Sultry.
Sultry.
Sexy.
Ooh, I like that.
Seductress.
Jordan Chetelat.
Bored.
Sexy sound engineer.
Yeah.
What's it, feminist or whatever. And then we got some very special guests today from the Bluezville podcast.
Yeah.
You guys want to introduce yourselves?
Go
ahead,
All right, man. What's going on? It's your boy Terry Blues with my homie,
It's your boy Onterio, Lingerie.
and this is Bluezville. Yeah, you know what it is.
Yeah. Little intro.
They got it.
We've
man.
been working on that.
Yeah, they've been practicing.
I know.
Before we kick the show off, we always have a goal of 1 million subscribers.
Billion.
So we have that friends of the podcast section. And this week, it's our homies Jacob and Katie from Keek Waco Loud.
Woo.
Hey, it's Jacob and Pamplemousse.
And Katie from Keep Waco Loud, and make sure to subscribe to Necro Electric on YouTube.
Boom.
Up,
Thanks,
y'all?
guys.
Shout out Jacob and Katie.
Yup. And every show we have a theme, and we're going to rock this theme for a little bit, and then we're going to get to know you guys, get to know about Bluezville, spread the word.
Mm-hmm.
So what's our theme?
Our theme today is called Honoring the Dead.
Whoa.
Okay.
Stories
like
about
this.
people who have died on us.
Like
So if you want to honor somebody,
pour one out for your homies honoring the dead.
sure.
Type
Sure.
thing. I mean,
If you want to pour out an Aquafina, dude.
yeah.
Go for it. Swipe it up after.
I always got a couple people in my life that I've lost. One I've talked about before, but I always want to keep his memory alive. I used to be a tattoo artist for 10 years, and there was a kid that used to come in all the time.
Cody.
Cody Brown, and he was just like everybody's biggest fan.
Right.
Like no matter what you were doing, that guy was at every show. If you doodled something on a piece of paper, he'd want it and frame it. You know what I mean? Right. And he was driving his mom to an appointment, and a truck tire flew off an 18-wheeler, and it impacted his windshield and killed him on contact. God. And
We try to keep it a little more upbeat than that.
Go ahead.
So I just
I'm
wanna say-
engaged like motherfucker over here. I'm like, I'm super engaged. Like,
Deep into it, right?
Yeah, but he died. He's only 18, man.
Oh man.
I don't know, that one always, I've had a lot of people die in my
Right,
life,
right.
and but that one, I don't know. We weren't even like super tight friends, but I'd see him all the time, and it was just, and he still pops up like in my Facebook and shit sometimes. And
Is
Yeah.
this account still active? Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, that's
so
crazy.
shout out to Cody Brown, and then my uncle. I have an uncle that I resemble. Like if you look at pictures, I'm like almost his replicate. His name was John. John Roderick. He was actually the reason my family didn't want me to play music, because he was a musician in like the late
Like
70s.
Coco?
Like Coco.
Kind of.
That's what I was thinking.
it's all tying together.
Like a white trash version. Because he was
Dead people, music. I
he
see
was
where
a
you're
stoner
going.
dude. He played like stoner rock. He lived in a trailer,
He sound like a cool dude.
and he played a show, and they had backed the trailer up to his window, and he had the bedroom in the back, and then a fire had started, because people were just smoking and not paying attention, and they caught the whole trailer on fire, and he got trapped in that room, and he died.
Oh, that's terrible.
That's the worst
Burnt to
luck.
death.
Holy shit.
And I'm like, when you look at pictures, like in my mom's things, that's me. Like you look at him and you look at his yearbook and shit, it's like my face and shit. It's really weird.
Whoa.
So I wanted to honor those two people, John Roderick and Cody Brown.
Pour one out.
Pour one out.
Aquafina.
What about
She had a little liquor.
Man, I feel like I just don't have a lot of people close to me that have passed away, which is, I don't.
It doesn't have to be sad shit.
It doesn't
like
have to be
mine.
It
sad.
could be a celebrity.
It could be a celebrity.
Yeah,
Could be
sure.
anybody.
Why not?
Anybody you want to honor?
Someone that you felt influenced.
So
by or
there's one that I know, and then another one is a celebrity. So I'll go with the celebrity first. So I was one of the I don't want to say one of, but I was part part of a group of people that knew that Heath Ledger had died first.
How?
Well, because I was...
Is this like some secret society you're part of?
Was it because of the Olsen twins? Are you like an Olsen twin fan club
Ew,
or something?
no. No. Okay,
Which was your favorite, Mary Kate or Ashley?
And neither.
She loves them both.
Yeah.
No, so the high school that I went to, my drama teacher, she taught this student who lived in LA, and he was like next door neighbors with Heath Ledger. And he called we were all in class, and he called my teacher and said, "You'll never guess who I saw come out on a stretcher." And she like said, "Oh my God, really?" And then she hung up and she said, "So I think Heath Ledger died." And all of the girls in our class went, like we just all burst into tears. And then like after that, like all the news articles started coming out, and I was like, oh my God, he was so hot. Like that was the most important thing about it. But it was really, really sad how it happened. I mean, you know, he got fucked up after doing the Joker and too many sleeping pills, which was a total accident. It was just very unfortunate. So like things like that make me sad, that things that it could have been easily prevented. And it just happened anyway. But yeah, so that was kind of a weird thing. And then the second one was a friend that I went to high school with, and I wasn't very close to him either. I knew him via mutual friends and everything like that. And he was skateboarding, and a woman was not paying attention, and she hit him. And it was very devastating for our little community, because I lived in a very small town, and he had a lot of friends. He was very popular, and so it was just kind of a traumatic thing for a lot of people. And I was young enough and didn't know him well enough that I didn't grieve like everybody else, but it was just, you know, I just remember being very sad and it being like a town-wide thing at how sad it was. So
Remind me how small your town was.
we had about 2,000 people.
Damn, dude.
That's
we're
very
in town
small.
completely.
Very small.
Stop signs, one blinking light.
I think there might have been two. There might have been two.
It's not even a Walmart there.
Yeah. No. We had to drive at least 30 minutes to go to a Walmart.
But I bet they got a Dollar General.
You bet your sweet ass they do.
I had a buddy, his name was Nick Leach. He didn't die, but he was a stoner skater guy, long hair, right? Mm-hmm. And he was over by my house, and he was skating across the street, and an old lady fucking plowed him right over. He hit his head on the hood of the car.
Oh, my God.
And then hit the back of his head on the ground, and the old lady pulled her car over him. And like for like 15 minutes, like nobody was like, "Is he dead?" But they were trying to get to him, and she put it in park and started crying because she thought she killed him.
Like on him?
Yeah.
She just
Damn.
left the car on top of
Jesus
him.
Yeah, they had to drag him out from under it.
Oh my
drag the
God.
lady out.
But what do you do
Move
though?
the car, bitch.
No, but wait, what do you move the car? Because if you move the car, it makes it worse sometimes.
Yeah.
No, you definitely
he had his
move
arm
the
or
car.
something.
Like somebody has to raise the car. Like you just can't move the car. What if he's hung on it?
Backing it up. Like am I off him?
Yeah.
He had a big ass gash on his head, and he didn't want to shave his hair, so he just shaved like one part where the gash was until we talked enough shit that he shaved his whole head.
Oh my God, that's crazy.
Oh, shit.
That's funny.
He
All right, I
won't
want
let
to
the
hear
hair
from
go.
one of you guys now.
You know, I mean, I had a few family members die. I mean, RP Tuco, RP Aunt Dale, RP my cousin Moselle. I think the most kind of it gets weird when you start seeing people like your peers pass away. Because I remember, you know, RP Kier Stewart. We went to high school together. And it's just funny because he actually used to date my sister in like the 8th grade. Oh, shit. But we were kind of cool. But like he joined the Army. I later joined the Army. And then he ended up in San Antonio and I ended up in San Antonio. And he was like one of the first people to reach out to me while I was there. So we had kind of got cool or whatever. But I don't know if you guys remember this. Maybe this was like, maybe like 5-6 years ago. Mm-hmm. There was a Planned Parenthood. They got shot up in like Colorado.
Oh, shit.
Oh, I kind of vaguely remember that.
So he got shot he was there, and was shot and killed during that shootout at the abortion clinic. So it was like, sometimes you hear about like mass shootings in places.
Yeah.
But like
hit
knowing
home.
somebody that died in one was like crazy. So
Yeah.
like,
Holy shit.
yeah, man, R.I.P. Kier Stewart, man. Class of Little Vega, Class of 04, man.
God, that gave me the chills.
He
Thinking about like
got shot up in a mass
shootings.
shooting, abortion clinic mass shooting.
That's like weird to me. It's like Double Jeopardy or something. Sorry. It's like Double Jeopardy. It's like you're gonna shoot up a place where we going to kill. Yeah.
Oh man, that's so messed. That's so fucked up.
Sorry.
It's hilarious.
That's one of those things where you're like, should I laugh? But now I'm laughing and I can't stop. So I'm going to just keep laughing.
Damn.
Oh man,
It was meant for the people with those signs.
Oh, man.
Man, they be fucking up a Sunday, don't they?
Isn't that weird to think about? Like you wake up that morning, like you don't expect any of that shit to go down.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
no,
What a fucking day, dude.
wild to see
know.
that shit on the news.
Yeah,
man.
it
And to
does.
see somebody like in it, that shit was crazy.
What about you, dude?
Mine would probably have to be my grandfather. Like my grandfather, he died in like 2004, but he was like the pioneer of our family, and like he was one of those guys that pretty much taught us how to do every fucking thing. He taught me how to weld, how to fucking anything you can think of. He taught me, and it's funny because I'm not doing any of those things. Anymore. You know what I mean? Like I could be like,
still
I can
taught
have
you.
so
But you know
many.
how.
I have a lot of trades that I could be doing, and I'm not doing none of that shit. But yeah, it would probably be my grandfather. That would probably be the most impactful.
What took him out, if you don't mind me asking?
Cancer. Cancer. Can it seem like
It takes out everybody now.
that motherfucker there is like undefeated. You know what I mean? If you got money, he's defeated. But if you don't,
Yeah.
there's a cure for everything. But my thoughts on cancer is something totally different. I be feeling like
No, I agree with you.
cancer is
I agree
like
with you.
cancer is like one of them things that's like, well, you don't know what the fuck he got. Let's just call it cancer.
Really, yeah.
It's an unknown disease,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But that's another story. But another celebrity person, I wasn't even alive when he died, but it's still impactful to hear that he died. That's Bob Marley, man.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah, bro. Just imagine what the fuck you could be seeing Bob Marley do right now.
And it's just the way that he went out, too.
Yeah.
Like in the most unfortunate way for somebody to
Remind
go.
me, 'cause I'm not
It was
recalling how he
tetanus.
went out.
Yeah.
It's tetanus, right?
You know, he had like gangrene.
Yeah, yeah,
like gangrene.
Yeah.
And cancer.
Something.
Same shit.
Like he didn't get it checked
out.
out. But I feel like I would go out that way.
Yeah, I mean,
'Cause I don't like going to the doctor. And
Yeah.
shit. If I have something, man, I'm go.
exactly. Yeah.
That's like him. I cannot get him into a doctor.
Because
He's like,
doctors-
go away.
Because you,
Yeah.
it's like cause the doctor is like killing Cain to save Abel.
Yeah.
Like it's
Yeah.
like you hearing this, but you done fucked off something over here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Everything has a fucking side effect, so
Yeah.
just let it all fuck up at one time.
Like those medications be. The
Side
side
effects.
effects be way worse
Bleeding
than
out
what you
your
got.
ass.
You're like,
I know you be
you want
like
to cure insomnia? Take this medication.
headaches,
Might die.
Which might be urinal bleeding,
anal drip.
seizures. You might die.
God. Hey, but you will feel great.
See, that would be my problem is because I don't have health insurance, I would contract something and I'd be like, well, I can't pay for it, so I guess I'm just going to die.
Hey, speaking of not having health insurance, one time I didn't have health insurance and I went to the doctor and it was a chick that was next to me. We had the same fucking problem. Ironic, right? Her ankle was fucked up. My ankle was fucked up. So, lo and behold, they was like, hey, they ain't even fucking check me first. They just came in there with a bunch of pamphlets talking about insurance, right? so then, as we leaving, she's out in a wheelchair. They got her in this nice fucking air gas, all this good shit. I'm like, oh shit, they gonna hook me up, bro. I left out that motherfucker with an ace bandage, and they made me walk out. On my mom, I'm not making this story up. All bullshit aside, give you some insurance, or you'll be getting, they'll tell you have cancer and give you an ace bandage.
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
No.
That's a whole.
That's why I don't even go.
Because We watched all those American Greed fucking
Oh, me,
shows
I
and shit.
fucking watch the shit out of it every Monday.
love
And you get those
shows.
doctors and the dentists, and they're like, "Oh yeah, this
Hustles.
guy would come in for like a headache, and he'd be like, no, we got to remove your fucking spleen, and all this shit, just so he can get the
Exactly.
money, dude. You know,
It's
I don't
a
trust
hustle.
any of those
Yeah.
motherfuckers,
It's a hustle.
dude.
Yeah.
That's a straight hustle. That's what I'm saying. Like, you go in there for a cold and come out with fucking
Your nuts cut
Everything.
off. You never know, dude.
exactly. And don't look at Google.
No.
Everything you look up
Never
Google,
Google
every
a
symptom is for HIV.
Yeah.
Every fucking symptom.
You got AIDS. Oh, you got
Be
AIDS.
like, hey man, I got a dry cough. First thing come up, HIV. Runny nose, HIV. Like everything. So shit.
Dang, I must have HIV then, because I got it
Everybody in
all.
the world.
I got it
Dry
all, man.
mouth, HIV.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
Yep.
Yeah, even when I shattered my left leg, I got a
HIV.
16-inch, metal plate. I got 16 screws, and I got all new synthetic cartilage. I shattered that fucking thing. Yeah, but luckily, I had good health insurance at the time. But
Didn't give you an ace bandage.
no,
Oh man.
but I was like worried because I had asthma as a kid, and then they're like, "This surgery's gonna take 10 hours. You're gonna be under anesthesia for 10 hours, and it's like super dangerous, right, for a guy with asthma and shit."
All right.
And I'm like, all right, well, cool. And they're like, we know what we're doing. I get in there, the fucking two dudes that are giving me the anesthesia and prepping me, they're like, hey, man, did you see that fucking nurse, like, down the street or down the fucking hall and talking about her ass and shit? I'm like, guys, come on, dude. They're like, no, it's cool. Like, start counting back from 10. I'm like, dude,
Like guys, come
my
on.
life's in you guys' fucking hands, dude. You know?
Anyway, the ass on her.
Exactly, dude.
That's like going to the dentist,
I'm
man.
like, it's a nice ass, dude, but come on, let's fucking
My life is on the line here.
bring it together, dude.
That's equivalent to like going to the dentist. I don't like going to the dentist though. They have a whole fucking conversation. Like you're not even there with your mouth wide open.
That literally just happened. I haven't been to the dentist since
It
1995.
did? What happened?
Yes.
When she was cleaning my teeth, she was talking to another dentist,
Yes.
and I could see in the corner of my eye her looking at the person, like,
Just sitting there
yeah,
talking.
blah, blah, blah,
It's
you know?
surreal.
Long call.
And
It's
she's got
a-
a fucking hook in my mouth.
Yes.
You know, I'm like,
You like what the fuck?
Especially if they have to give you any kind of like medication or laughing gas, you're having like a severe out of body experience because
Yeah.
you can see and you can
Yep.
hear, but you can't talk and you're frozen and you're just like, oh, okay, talking about your fucking kid and you've got your hands in the
Yes,
mouth.
that's what. You know, Jerry didn't
that
come home last night, and I'm sick of his crap.
Cutting them gums. God
You'd be like
damn.
suction.
You sitting there.
Yeah.
I got it one time though, like in 1995 when I did go to the dentist. I had to get my molars all pulled, and like, I was broke as fuck when I was a kid. My mom was a single mom and waitress, worked all the time. So I drove there, right? And my mom was like, just drive there, get it done, and drive back home or whatever. And I was like, all right. So I get in there, and they I don't have enough money to put me under, so they just give me all that fucking drugs and the
The
numbing
shots.
stuff.
Yeah.
They break the teeth, and then they pull it all out.
Ugh.
And then they're like, okay, well, when's your mom coming to pick you up or whatever? I'm like, I'm just going to drive. They're like, no, you can't drive. no, you've been given like X, Y, and Z. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, I'll call her and like she'll come, right? And they're like, okay, well, make sure you don't
your
fucking
ass
go.
hopped in the car.
And my car was right outside the front door. I'm like, I'm just going to call her real quick. And then I open the door, fucking sprinted into my car. They come running out, like peeling off out of the parking lot.
Oh my
and then I had to go to
God.
my mom's restaurant because they gave me a prescription for fucking pain meds or whatever.
Yeah.
And she's like, well, go to CVS, get that, then go back home. So I was driving all over town, dude.
Oh my god. Horrible.
He took out running. They try to keep you hostage. No, I don't want him.
Time for a sponsor, Jordan.
Yes. So this episode is brought to you by Dark and Dreary Clothing. Dark and Dreary is an edgy fashion and lifestyle brand that embraces great design and unsurpassed quality. Dark and Dreary has quickly gained a following amongst fans of the occult, horror, punk rock, heavy metal, and all-around free thinkers and retailers worldwide without shoving a preachy, trendy, or political message down your throat. So buy the best, fuck the rest. darkandjuryclothing.com.
Boom, new line coming.
I like that.
Next month or so.
Never been repping
That
it.
was smooth.
Brand identity. Brand new relaunch.
That shit.
Buy the best, fuck the rest. I like that.
All right.
So
What
I
about
have
you?
someone to honor. So growing up, going to college and everything, not a lot of my family really supported the whole idea like art could be like your job or your
Right.
career type of a thing. and they all wanted me to go for like get a degree for like business or something like that. So, you know, I tried that whole thing, and they're like, "Oh, we'll help you through college if you do that. Like if you don't do that, then you're on your own." So I like went and took the help and did all this stuff, but it wasn't making me happy, all that. And then I remember one night I got a phone call about my uncle who was diagnosed with ALS. And I was just like, you know, it just clicked. Like, life is too fucking short. Like, you don't know how much time you have on this earth. Right. You have to do the things that make you happy. So I went and got a tattoo because another condition was no visible tattoos. So I was like, fuck it. So
she
I
married
went and
my
got
ass,
tattooed.
Hell.
Yeah, I went and got my wrist tattooed, and I was like, this means I can do whatever the fuck I want now. No, but yeah, in memory of my uncle, Larry.
Shout out to Larry.
Cool.
Shout out to Larry.
Pull one out for him.
You see,
Yeah.
why see the difference? Like when black people say somebody died, they always gotta say R.I.P. You see that shit? It was just see how smooth that was? You was like R.I.P. What you call? R.I.P. She just like in memory of. And moved on. And moved on. She don't know where they're resting.
Oh man.
If somebody is cremated, are they still like resting?
Oh, they're breathing.
Oh, I don't know. I'll tell you this real quick though. Like just because you talked about cremation, I know when I go, because I say this all the time, so I say it in public forums so people know I'm serious when I say this. Okay. I want to be cremated. Don't bury me. Okay. So I want to be cremated, and I want my ashes. Hopefully, by the time this happens, weed would be legal in Texas, and I would have had my own weed farm by this time. So I want my ashes to be spread amongst a weed crop. And then have all my friends and family smoke the herbs of the mother plant that I birthed.
I'm so like, okay, I wasn't really sure where you were going to go with that story. And I was like, please don't tell me that you're saying you want someone to smoke your ashes. Like, please,
no, not ashes.
please.
No. I want to like
fertilize it.
Fertilize
you ever
the ground.
see the like there's this new thing about like people's bodies being like biodegraded to create a tree.
A tree,
Yeah.
Similar to that.
Yeah.
I want that for
tree.
Just a weed plant.
Yeah.
That
Just
would
a bunch
be awesome.
of mother plants.
What do you think your strand would be though? What type of strand would you be?
Definitely Slim Daddy OG.
All right, so now we have this on film. If anything ever happens to you, those are his final wishes.
Legally binding.
They know this about me.
Yes.
Out of my wishes, I'm haunting the shit out of you.
See, I want to be cremated also, and I want my ashes to be put in an urn. But on the urn, I want to put googly eyes, and I want them to put it on the mantle.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Because I want that, I want them to like walk by and be like, dude, you're like, what is that? Oh, that's mom. That's mom.
That's
like, why
with the Google eyes?
Why are there googly eyes? Like, I don't know, man. It was in her will. That's what she wanted. I gotta do it. And I'll be like, yes, that's. I'll give you my blessings from heaven as you put googly eyes on my vase.
Funny.
Yeah.
On my urn.
I want to be buried with a gravestone that has a tablet that has my best moments. My best.
Oh my god! Like a
like the real? Oh, the real. No.
I gotta be. I want to be cremated though too. I don't want nobody to have to be wasting no time trying to make me up and
You ever see that?
And then even that though, like you gotta go spread me out somewhere on the ocean, not somewhere. You know what I mean? Some plants, ocean, something, because I don't want to be just at the house. You fuck around, knock me up.
just hanging out.
Yeah, just knock me over. And then I've been vacuumed up. Like nah.
Your great granddaughter's cat then took a piss in you. Like
somebody replaced me with barbecue pit ashes.
Kids are smoking.
Who ashtray is this?
Oh man.
All right, let's get to know you guys.
What's up?
How long have you guys known each other?
Oh man, you know what's crazy?
Yeah.
I knew of him a long time ago. Like when we
kids.
started linking up, I grew up in Waco, but just moved back last year, right? And when I got back, I was trying to like see who else was doing the comedy thing, and everybody kept saying Onterio, and I was like, I seen somebody sent me a clip of him. I was like, dude, I've seen him before, but I don't know him as Onterio.
Right.
And they was like, oh yeah, he used to go by, I don't know.
My middle name.
Yeah, he used to go by Damon. I was like, oh, I've been knowing him. because he used to come to my grandpa barbershop all the time. Still do. So like all our family knew each other, but like we just started linking up like recently, like really doing it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Did you go by your middle name because your mom called you that?
Yep.
Dude, same thing, dude.
Yep.
My mother calls me Douglas.
Hey,
The strangers are like, I thought your name was Sean.
you want to hear something
God
funny
damn it.
though? Like my first years of school, like my first year going to school, I didn't even answer the roll. I was marked absent every day because I didn't know who Onterio
I
was.
didn't even know was your name and shit.
I was like, she's like, what's your name? Demond Linville. Well, who's Onterio? Do you have a brother?
Man,
Nope.
if I was your mom, I would be pissed.
She was mad.
I would
I
be
was like-
so pissed.
She never called me that. I was like, who the hell is Onterio? I always knew Demond. You know what I mean? Yeah, I went by Demond all the way pretty much my whole life. Like Onterio was my first, like when people like, it's funny because with the name Onterio, my name already doesn't even fit. Like my name is Onterio Linville. So when I show up, you like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it almost sounds Canadian.
Yeah, because people be like, Onterio? And then this guy's appearance like more like, Onterio?
Hey, at least you know that resume's getting through. That resume's getting through.
So I thank God that my mom gave me a traveling name. You know, like, you know, you
Shout out
can't.
to Mom.
Yeah, she gave me a name that could travel though. But it's funny, like I say, we've been knowing each other, like of each other all our lives, like as kids, all that type of stuff. But we really got onto the comedy scene probably when we did that dad.
Oh, yeah. Dad did some beer last year.
I think that was like Father's Day
Yeah.
last year.
Yep.
Oh, so you guys have only been kicking it for like a year or so, right?
And we've been
wow.
strong
Yeah,
since
dude.
that.
Yeah, and that's when like we linked up and it was like,
Watching your podcast, dude,
Yeah, you
I
guys
thought
have
you guys
good
were
chemistry.
childhood friends.
Nah.
no, that's where everybody
That's
says
everybody like-
yeah, like y'all play off each other real well.
Because I had left, like I say, like he did. I left Waco when I graduated high school. I left Waco. I was living like I went and played college football or ran track, and then some shit happened. You know what I mean? And then I went to another school in Tyler or whatever. So I stayed gone or whatever for a while, and I was living in Austin. And then I moved back to Waco in 2016 or whatever. And then I was just chilling or whatever. I was like, man, the cinema had a comedy competition. I went to the comedy show or whatever. And I was like, man, I can do that shit. I've been funny all my fucking life. You know what I mean? And I was like, I'm gonna do that shit. So I went up there and I told that's exactly what I told the guy. His name was Chris. If you ask me, he said the exact word. I said, say man, I can do that shit.
All right. Well,
And he was
fucking do it
like,
then.
all right, sign up. So I signed up and I did that shit and I won that shit.
Nice.
Like
nice.
so, and I didn't really do no comedy after then. After that, I was just like, well, gotta go to work. Cause that's the ups and downs of comedy when you don't make it. Like you'll kill a show,
Next day,
then you
you're
go
back at
clock
work.
in.
go back to work. That
Yeah.
shit be
Like
the
you sit at your
worst,
desk,
man.
like, oh, that's
Man,
fucking-
yo,
I had control of people last night,
yeah.
and now look at me.
Yeah,
Just sitting at your desk
I
being
can't
like,
wait till I don't have to do that.
man,
Yeah,
Yeah, I was
for
in the
real.
same boat. I used to just travel and play shows with my metal band.
Right.
And then you come back and you're like, you feel like a fucking rock star. And then you're back at your fucking day job.
Yep.
6 a.m, dude.
Yeah.
Some fucking prick fucking bitching at you because you took
Exactly.
fucking 2 minutes more than their 5-minute
What?
break. You know?
You're like, hey, look, you went over like a minute and a half.
yeah.
I just
fuck
seen
off,
you were
man.
on
Yeah,
the phone
they'll
for a whole
talk to
3
you for
minutes.
20 minutes about your 2 minutes over. You know, you're like, fuck that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Production.
It makes you feel like that dude from Fight Club where you're just like, I really do not give a fuck about any of this. Like, I just want to punch
Right.
you and leave.
And
I
she works
can't
with
wait.
the family.
Damn. Damn.
Before my family
See,
shit.
I can't wait.
Trouble.
I can't wait to just walk out of the office and be like, fuck you, you're cool, fuck you, you're cool, fuck you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where I'm at in
So-
life with jobs.
Yeah, we moved here like a year ago from San Jose, California. Dude, no, honestly, I thought like we moved here because like the schools were better and like it was calmer and we had a kid now, so we wanted to kind of slow it down. And we were tired of living where we were living. And then I thought for sure it was just a bunch of Bible thumping, uptight fucking assholes, dude. And like, I was so surprised to see you guys, to meet like Scuba Velli, Dustin Weens, all those dudes, man.
Yeah.
This town is full of like just talent, funny
It really
people.
is. Yeah.
It's like an alt scene, man. People will get that fucking Magnolia representation.
Yeah.
I think that's what it is.
Yeah.
And all the
That's
old
the whole
pricks
thing, yeah.
around here, you know.
Yep.
But they're all gonna die.
I was about to say that old guard's gonna die
Don't
soon.
worry, they're gonna die off.
Yeah, they're gonna die
R.I.P.
soon. Yeah. In loving memory of.
I ain't never using RIP again.
In memory of. We got time for another sponsor.
This episode is also brought to you by Mod Ministry. Mod Ministry merch creates for the edgy woman, the kind of woman who works hard but plays much harder, who embraces femininity but tests the societal limits. We are not for the faint of heart. We are bold. We are beautiful. Check out the Mod Ministry Etsy page for handmade harness lingerie. 5-star rated seller since 2014.
Don't say it.
Strap it on. And go to necroelectric.com if you like our show. Fucking rep some shit.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Bluezville. How did that come about?
Oh man, so I had did a podcast before that. It was called For Color Men. It was just like me interviewing men of color in different positions in education, art, all these things. But then that kind of got cumbersome to kind of keep scheduling those interviews. And I wanted to within coming into the comedy realm, I wanted to do something that's just more funny. But I was trying to find that person to do it with, man. And then when we linked up, I had already had the idea in my head. And when we linked, I don't think he knows this, but I was like, he's it. So I pitched it to him, and he was like, yo, let's roll. And I pitched around some names. And it's funny because the whole Bluezville thing, how you list out some things and kind of just, I'm going to throw this out. But this is what I'm really thinking of the name.
Yeah.
What about?
Yeah, and I shot it to him, and he was and Bluezville was the first thing on the list, and he was like, that's it. And I was like, actually, that does kind of got a nice kind of kick to it.
Yeah.
And that whole concept of that was after I was pushing that whole Magnolia and Waco thing, and then it was like, nah, we could make Waco blues.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Nice.
So it was that was how that kind of idea kind of came up, but from that first show we did, I was like,
yeah, we had put that in the making from the first. I was like, hey, we need to do something else.
It's kind of hard doing comedy just in general by yourself. Having a road dog that you could bounce ideas off of, hit the road and go do mics and all that and all that work together, man. There's a lot of dudes out here trying to be selfish, man. And when we linked up, it was no selfishness between us. It was just you funny, I'm funny. When we talk, we'd be like, yo, that's funny. You should use that because that works with this bitch you got.
Right.
Yeah.
And we'll tell each other the truth, bro, that was trash. Or we'll just give each other a look
I tell him, man, you be holding back. I tell him that.
yeah, he keep it real.
You be holding back, man.
And truth be told, that's the type of person you want in your corner.
Yeah.
A person that's
don't
going
want
to keep
a
it.
fucking yes man.
Yeah, you don't want no fucking yes. You want to do it like, yo, what the fuck was that?
On some real stuff, I say this, when I met him, or before I met him, I was like, man, where are the other comedians at? He was like, yo, you should link with Onterio. And somebody, I sent a clip from I think it was one of Jay Will's.
Yeah, it was like a...
And you spent 20 minutes crowd work and roasting.
Right.
And I was like, and he was killing it. And I was like, yo, I cannot do any of that. Yo, this dude is funny. And because I was way more just, I'm a write, practice, and then, do it. And then when I started working with him, he was like, yo, you funny, but you feel stiff.
Rehearse.
Dude, you funny, just
Let it go.
do you, yeah. And it kind of changed my comedy style. It kind of like made me evolve to where it's like now I feel way more comfortable. I can be loose. Like I don't, you know what I mean?
Right.
And that's what you get when you get like, you know, somebody you can really work with. Like
yeah,
that.
because he was trying to be a Saturday Night Live.
Yeah, I was in you know what I mean?
And we'll be right back after this one, Stu. That's what he was doing.
Yeah. Well, that's really cool. I mean, I watching some of your shows, like you, or listening to you guys really gel and you play off of each other. And just more, I don't know, like it just feels very calm and chill. And that's what I like about it too, is that it's not like, I don't know, the realness of it is what I like. So tell us about the show that you're doing on the 24th that just so happens to be before our show.
Well, what?
Jordan keeping it real over there.
Yeah, you should keep it real. Well, if he would have put the flyer out.
Yeah, I was late on putting
But
the flyer
yeah,
out.
this is what it was. Basically, it's a showcase. We're bringing on some other comedians to come, just kick it with us. Bringing in other people to be a part of.
Where's it going to be at?
It's going to be at Hype Waco.
Hype Waco.
You got
Shout
the
out to my
address?
man Ryan Sereno. I think I be saying his last name wrong.
It doesn't matter.
I do. It's at Hype Waco, 715 Lake Hair Drive. Make sure you guys pull up January 24th.
Yeah.
Doors open at 7:30. We're going to start the show around 8:30. The concept behind it was like we've been kind of wanting to like get into that realm of doing live shows or a live podcast. We were trying to figure out how to format it, and I was like, well, we're comedians, you know what I mean? Like, if we could set it up as a comedy show to where like you get that comedy show and then just because I've seen it done before where like at a film festival you'll show a film, they'll bring up the directors afterwards and do like a Q&A kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, that'd be a dope to do with comedy, right? So like have the comedians come up, let them perform, and then afterwards we just all sit, chill, have a conversation like this, let the crowd interact. And I thought that would be a dope format for a live podcast show where you get kind of both of both worlds.
Yeah.
And
then you get to see other comedians.
Yeah,
too.
yeah. And
like that's the whole concept
the
of it
networking
too.
part of it.
The network.
Yeah.
Like to see other comedians, let other people come out and see like, yo, it's a community of funny people out here. Like, because at the end of the day, there's really no community in Waco for like raw comics.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Everybody, like you say, these Bible comics out here. You know what I mean? Like, and it's like, hey, like everything is censored. Yeah. And Job said this. You know what I mean? So it's like, as we trying to create an outlet where, Magnolia has their the Silos Comedy Club, but they have their clean side. We want to create a side where people can be themselves,
Real shit.
be free. Don't give a fuck what color you are. Just say what the fuck you got to say. This is no judgment zone, and we trying to keep the art of comedy still where people ain't so offensive. This, that, and the third. Like, man, this the last Second Amendment thing we got.
Yeah.
And they trying to take
You're
it
in the
away.
right spot,
So shit, I mean,
man.
Do you have
that's
like
really
a
the thing.
Do you have like a full docket of comedians, or is it like open mic type?
No, we have a docket.
Oh.
We have
we
a
got
docket
some
of
comedians that we've had on, or I've worked with before, so we kind of want to keep it like we'll hit up, we'll go to Dallas, Fort Worth, and do mics, and trying to start here Austin and such, and through the stand up battles that we've had with Keep Waco Loud, I've been able to interact with a lot of different comedians from everywhere, so we'll bring them down, and a lot of those guys have, with the open mics and those stand up battles, I get to really see where it's at and who has it and who I could kind of bring down. So actually Onterio won one. The other comedians that we bring down, Lolo, she placed pretty high last time she came down. Trip won. Trip McNeely, Lolo. We got Diesel Greasel coming in from Killeen.
Why do they all have cool names?
Shout out.
It's that stage name.
It's that stage name.
Yeah, but yeah, they're mostly. So we want to, as we build that network of us going out of town and meeting comedians, have them come here to where it's like, yo, Waco's that spot. Like Waco's a good spot to do comedy, man. Like they got. And speaking of which, I want to say this. I hope we got time for this. I want to make an announcement. I'm about to get on my Suge Knight shit real quick. Check this out. Yeah, I'm about to get on my Suge Knight. Because I've been hearing, it was a post in the Dallas Fort Worth comedians Facebook page about like somebody took a snapshot of like the Silos Comedies promo thing and posted it about like, what the fuck is going on in Waco? Like this is some BS or whatever. Just by the way that it was worded. And it was like, yo, everybody's like, man, there's comedians in Waco? There's a scene? Like, man, fuck Waco, yada, yada. I'm here to say this. Hey, man, fuck y'all niggas. We out here, baby. Waco's got a comedy scene. Yeah. If you want to do some comedy around this motherfucker, you got to go through me. It's Bluezville, baby. Fuck out of here. X isn't funny? Yeah, you ain't funny, fat motherfucker. Yeah. Motherfucker looks like the Mexican Professor Clunk. Call this nigga Senor Couple. I'm out here. Fuck y'all niggas. Funky Town too. Y'all want it? We out here. You know why y'all call you Funky Town? Because y'all niggas stink. You niggas is ass drip.
I don't have keyboard beef.
Yeah, we out here. So if y'all want to do some comedy in Waco, come fuck with us. If y'all think y'all can kill us on stage, try us. We doing the stand-up battles. Fuck with us.
He's Blues.
Yeah.
And I'm Bill.
Out here. I just wanted to say that. Now, with that being said, I'm starting fake comedy beef. So with me saying that these are all jokes, I don't want the real smoke. But bring it to the stage, baby. We out here.
Man, I was getting all hyped up. I was like, yeah, let's go.
Going down.
I can't do stand-up, but I'll whatever you need me to do, I'll do it. Let's go.
I'm just gonna turn into a humble.
Oh man, y'all gotta cut that. I want that snippet.
Nope, I'm turning into a humble African man. I do not know what this problem is.
Something about this podcast. Last week, Armando Ramirez started a comic book illustrator beef.
I know.
And then Prescription was talking about diss tracks.
See, in my country, we do not beef in this language. No. Look at you. You are Americans or something. Yes, you are. No.
Oh man.
We're getting towards the end. You want to read Life in the Comments?
Sure. Okay, this is from Prescription 10K on YouTube. Would make a whole lot's ramen spread. Laugh, bicep emoticon. What was that for?
He's talking about if
did Scoob make a spread on this show?
no, we were talking about like random thoughts, and I was like, if there's a bounty for you, and then you're out and you're wanted, and you turn yourself in, shouldn't you get that fucking bounty? You know what I'm saying? And then she was like,
Oh yeah.
she was like, well, what would you do with 10 grand? If
No,
you
I was like, why would you turn
Wouldn't
yourself
that be funny?
And I told her you can put that on your tab.
Yeah,
put that on
get
your-
out.
Oh, you balling in
You
jail?
balling.
What?
I
But
call
why
it.
would you
I
turn
know
yourself
it.
in and go to jail in the first place?
I know exactly where this
They're gonna get
motherfucker
you
is.
eventually.
I know where he is.
Somebody gonna get that money.
I know what he sounds like, and you do too.
What's the next
All right,
one?
next one's from Instagram, Tim Fox. One of the funniest running jokes my friends and I had in high school were shark farts.
All right.
So I think this is another part from
this,
the random questions show.
Talking about
I
bee
asked,
farts.
Do
do you
sharks
think
fart?
do you think spiders fart? That was
Oh, that was with
Yeah.
Dustin. That was with Dustin.
Yeah. So someone
I
else doesn't know if sharks fart.
I'm gonna say yes on that one.
This little green shit out is pretty. I seen it. National Geographic.
Ooh.
All right, we want to get into some shout outs?
Ooh. My brain is so dead. So much medication going on.
Medication.
Medication. No, shout out to you guys. This has been a wild,
appreciate you.
really
Appreciate
fucking
it.
fun ride. Thank you guys
Yeah.
for coming out.
Appreciate
so
it.
much
Man,
fun.
Appreciate the
it. I've
invite.
been kind of wanting to do this. I've been
I
seeing
know.
you guys. Man.
We gotta do this again.
Waiting on the offer. I was like,
I have
hey,
like
man, I'm
a
about to
list.
start dissing y'all. We about to have some podcasts. Steve.
Podcast war.
Yo, he always says I'm overly aggressive. Like,
And you know what's the funny part? He looks more approachable, but he's aggressive.
He's always waving.
Yeah, I'm over here. Yeah, man.
yeah, he's the quiet one. He's like, yeah, man.
I'm going to do a shout out to Brotherwell Brewing. They're going to host us on January 25th. We're going to have stand-up comedians Scuba Belly, Dustin Weens. Oni-chan's going to open it up with their podcast, and then we're going to hit the stage, and it's all hosted by Katie and Jacob from Keep Waco Loud. So if you're in Central Texas, come and check it out. It's a free show. We're going to have a good time.
They got good brewski there too.
And check out
Yeah,
their
they
show
have
the
really
night
good
before
beer there.
at Hype Waco.
Yes.
And they're gonna have food there. That was the
Yeah.
favorite part of y'all's promo. Y'all were like, and we're gonna have food.
Hell yeah.
When you say food, people are like, oh shit.
Yeah,
shit.
hold on.
Oh
And
shit.
if you do go to the show and you don't eat food there, go next door to Captain Willie Bizbang.
Oh, they got some fucking hella burgers, bro.
Bomb,
Yeah.
Whiz bang.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they got some pretty good
That place
burgers,
is
bro.
good.
So shout out to us. Terry, this is your boy Terry Blues, my homie.
Onterio,
And we
Linville.
are Blues. Check us out. So bluezville.com. We out here. Make sure you download us on all streaming services. Subscribe to us on the YouTube so you can see these faces. Yeah. We out here, baby. So shout out to Hype Waco. First live show, January 24th, day before theirs. Ours is not free. So get those tickets while you can. They're online right now, baby.
Yeah, I mean, you gave them credits already, brother. As you always do. You know, sometimes you got to get them the light.
Yeah.
But nah, hey, just go subscribe to all of our channels or whatever. Go like everything on my page. Go follow me, Onterio Linville. It's gonna say Ville on there. So hey, just go follow.
It's all in the descriptions.
Yeah. Down there. Somewhere.
Is it on the screen? See it?
I want to give a shout out to Stephanie Welch, the owner at Black Daisy Boutique out in China Springs. I'm going to have a booth there for Valentine's Day. She's having a Valentine's Day shopping event February 8th at 6 o'clock. The first 5 people there get a special free gift too. So, and there's going to be milk bottle cookies there. So,
What is a milk bottle cookie?
Yeah.
the best cookie you will ever have in your life.
Milk bottle cookie?
Is it
Milk
shaped
bottle.
like a milk bottle?
It's a local girl who makes cookies, and they sell out so fast. They're just so good.
Sounds weird.
No, it's
but
delicious.
shout out.
milk bottle cookie
Shout out to
girl.
Milk bottle cookies.
And check out this whole scene. Waco is brewing with comedy, with podcasts.
Mm-hmm.
We're all starting to bring our networks together. So
Yep.
pay attention to it all. All the links are in the description, and we'll see you next time.
Peace.
Bye.